Hello all, welcome to the next session of our course Internet Fundamentals and Web Tools. So, this is the 34th session. So, we were discussing about HTML, like in last session we started about HTML, like how to write a HTML page, how to create a HTML document and how to save it. So, what is the importance of head tag, body tag, this is all things that we have seen. So, in this session we are going to see few more tags like paragraphs, how to write, and there is a tag called pre, and there are some empty elements like br and hr. So, these are the things that we are going to see, and how to format text. So, this is also we are going to see in this session. So, this is all what we have discussed in our previous session, like we just have seen the introduction about HTML, like what is the HTML tag we have seen, and HTML document structure, like it will have a doc type and also head section, body section. The head and body will be enclosed by HTML section, and head is an optional header, but optional element, but body is somewhat it is a mandatory, or body, even if we don't type body, then it will add its own body, and whatever we write or whatever is shown on the UI will be under the body tag. And we have also seen what are HTML attributes and headings. So, these are what are the headings that what kind of headings will be there in the HTML. So, these are the things that we have seen, like H1 to H6, there are different kinds of headings we have seen. So, one sample program also we wrote. So, this is the sample program. I will increase this text size. So, yeah, I hope this is visible to everyone. So, here we wrote HTML. Inside this HTML head tag, we did not close the head tag. So, sorry for that. So, head tag and body tag. Inside body tag we wrote H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. So, this we saved, and then we navigated to the browser, and just when we refresh, it is these are different kinds of headings, heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6. So, these are the 6 types of headings, and in the head tag we have seen, let us add a title to it. So, and when we open any tag, we should close it. So, just write title. So, it is the feature of Notepad++ which is supporting HTML. It will show syntax highlighting. It will show the highlighting of syntax. See, you can see whatever that I typed in the all the tags are in the blue color, and the actual and the normal text is in black color, and inside this title tag I am going to write, this is the page for testing headings. I am going to save it. Now, here in the web browser, if you see the title, it is just the name of the file, and we added just now the title, and I refresh, then the title is changed. So, title is changed to, this is the page for testing the headings. So, this is the this is about title. So, this is about adding the title. Now, we are going to see what is HTML paragraphs, or what is the significance of HTML paragraphs we are going to see now. So, HTML paragraph or HTML p tag is used to define the paragraph in a web page. So, browser itself adds an empty line before and after a paragraph. A browser will remove any extra spaces and extra lines when the page is displayed. So, here is how we can write the p tag. So, this is first paragraph and second paragraph. So, you can see whatever the examples here. So, before writing this paragraph, we will see we will just type some information on the in our web page itself. So, these are all the headings, this is all we have seen. So, I am going to keep one heading and remove everything. this one heading I would like to change it to paragraphs, and the title I will change to, this is the title, because every time we will be changing the same file. So, I do not want to change the title again and again. So, here let us write some let us write some data like hello, this is the test HTML page for testing paragraphs. We have already seen headings, different headings I am saying. So, I am going to save it with Control S, or we can have, we will go to file and save. Next what I am going to do is to go to the browser and refresh. See, whatever we whatever we write there, it did not come here exactly. Here I wrote H1 paragraphs. So, here it is H1 paragraphs is there as paragraphs came as expected, but here I wrote hello, this is the test HTML page for testing paragraphs, and in the second line, so if you see the line numbers here, this is in the 7th line and this is in the 8th line. So, there are 2 lines, 7th and 8th lines, but it is not being shown, I mean it is not shown in 2 different lines. Suppose here I gave a tab. So, I want some space between these 2. So, I will save it, then what will happen, we will see. Still it is same, and it is not showing as a paragraph. So, what is the difference between this one and a paragraph? So, now what I am going to do is I will put this thing into a paragraph, like here to write a paragraph we need to enclose this in a p tag, and at the end go to the end and here end this p tag. I am turning on word wrap so that we can see everything on one screen. So, here let us see the difference now. I am saving it, it is already saved, I saved it using the keyboard itself, and go to the browser and refresh. See this one here, hello, this is the test HTML page for testing paragraphs. So, whatever that we write in p tag came in a paragraph, and let us write something else, some bigger one. Or why to write some long sentences, I will just copy this and paste this in few times, paste this few times, and also this one also, here also I am going to paste this few times. Let us see how it looks like. Now, I refresh, see this one, this after, before and after this it actually gave one space, but here whatever how many times I wrote, it is showing in the same way. So, suppose I I kept a new line and see how it will look like. There is no difference. So, it is clearly showing in the same way. So, if we have put a new lines, how the paragraph will be showing, we can see now. Like inside paragraph also, even if we put a new line, it is not going to show. So, only paragraph is used to have a space between, have a space for space above and below the p tag. That means, it will have one blank line above the p tag and it will one blank line after finishing the p tag. So, that is why we will use paragraphs, but here it is not showing anything, whatever the formats, whatever the blank lines or whatever the blank lines that we are putting, or whatever the tab spaces that we are keeping, or more number of spaces that we are keeping in between the text, it is not being shown in the web page. So, what is the I mean, what do we need to do for that? We are going to see now. So, we have covered p tag, and what are empty HTML elements we are going to see now. So, empty HTML elements with no content are called empty elements. So, BR is an empty element without a closing tag. So, the BR tag defines a line break, and empty elements can be closed in the opening tag like BR/close. I mean, and there is another tag called HR. So, what are empty HTML elements? So, HTML elements which does not have end tag, that means even if there are end tag, there will be no content within them, like there will be no content. Right now we have seen a p tag, start p tag and end p tag, and there is some content, and start head tag and end head tag, there is some content there. But if there is no content in the tag, then it is called empty HTML element, and one of them is BR, like line break, and HR is horizontal rule. So, we will see what is this BR and HR. BR is for breaking the line. So, I want to keep one, I want to keep this in the next line, then we have to place a BR tag, and I have to if we have to write a HTML rule, or write a HTML rule, that is ruler, then we need to place HR, horizontal rule. So, we will see what is HR and BR. So, here I want to place this after hello, this is HTML page for testing paragraphs. After this I will keep a BR tag. Let us see what will happen. So, immediately I am saving with Control S. Go to the browser, and when I refresh, then this one came to the second line. So, we can just even this is a valid BR tag, and as there is no content, the empty elements can be closed like this. So, within the BR itself we closed. So, like this we can just copy any number of BRs. So, how many I mean whatever the number of BR tags that we write, so that those many line breaks will be added. So, now what a HR will do, we will see. So, BR tags are enough. So, what will a HR tag will do? So, here I am going to place a HR tag. So, if we save there, come here, refresh, you can see a rule or a line with a horizontal line is inserted wherever we kept a HR tag. So, this HR tag also can be closed like this, or we can just copy this, paste several times, so that you can see the effect of it. See how many times we write the HR tag, those many horizontal lines are drawn here. So, those are the examples of BR tag and HR tag. Usually this closing is not actually required, we can close it for when it is a good practice to close it. So, there is no content inside the element, that is why we call it empty element. Coming back to the slide. So, we have covered empty HTML element, these two are the best examples of empty HTML elements, and there is something called pre-element, PRE. So, the HTML pre-element defines pre-formatted text. Text inside a pre-element is displayed in fixed width font, usually Courier. So, and it preserves both spaces and line breaks, and here is the example. So, here I wrote like my Bonnie lies over the ocean, my Bonnie lies over the sea, my Bonnie, and so there is some text which is like there are some spaces between that. So, here if we have to preserve the line breaks and spaces, we can use pre-tag. So, it considers the line breaks and the spaces. Suppose here I gave different tabs, and here I am going to put a new line. Then what will happen, and I want to enclose everything in pre-tag. Angular brace start pre I am putting, and where do I end this pre-tag? Just before ending the body, here I am going to put pre and close, and go to file, save. Then I am going to the browser, refresh it. See, this pre-tag is showing already pre-formatted text. So, why are these things placed here? Because we have some tabs here also. So, these tabs are being shown here. If we have to change the font, we will have we can change the font also, but these are the things. Here there are some tabs we left. So, the tabs have come here directly, and here there are some new line characters. So, we pressed enter here. So, that is why it came in a new line. So, this is what is about a pre-tag. So, this whatever this example also we can actually see. Just copy this pre-tag, enter. Let us see what it will show. So, it is being shown like this. So, it is translated, the new line character was misled. So, that is why it was showing like that. Okay. So, this is about a pre-tag. Pre-tag is a pre-formatted text we can enter there. And let us see about text formatting. So, formatting elements are designed to display a special type of text. So, and B is the element to defines bold text, I element defines italic text, and small element defines smaller text. Mark element defines a highlighted text. So, this is how we can format the text. There are few more, we will go in the next slide. Okay. So, till now we will let us see what are these type of texts. So, special kind of text means it is not a normal it is not a plain text. Basically, if whatever we write in a notepad, it will be of plain text. So, if you want to write it in a formatted way, suppose in H1 if we put, then it is like a highlight, it is a major heading. Like that, if we are writing something, we want something to be italic or something to be bold, or if we are writing some email address, then the email address is usually in italic format and underlined. Like that, we would like to place something as bold, or we would like to place something as italic, then we are going to use this B tag and I tag, which is for bold and italic, and also small tag, mark tag. So, these are all the things are there. Small tag is used to show the text as smaller one, and mark tag is used to show the text as highlighted one. Okay. We are going to see this now. So, I am deleting all these things, we can add whenever we want. So, I am not going to touch anything, just in body tag I am going to put whatever is required. So, if I come here, just I am going to save this and make sure nothing is there. So, it is clean, empty. So, here B is the text for this is the text in bold. Copy and paste and file, save, go to the browser. See, you can see this is text is bold. Suppose I want to put only this bold is I want to have only this element as bold, then I will put B here and save, go here. If I refresh, see this text is, so this is normal text and whatever I kept inside B became bold. So, I am just making sure. So, and italic. Let us see the example of italic. Copy, paste, file, save, go to the browser, refresh. So, this text is italic. So, if we have to have this in a separate line, what do we need to do? I am going to put a line break here, save, refresh. Okay. So, from now onwards whatever the text we add, we will add a line break or horizontal break. So, now I am going to add one more line break and we will see what is a small text. So, HTML small formatting, I will just place it here. So, it is the HTML is bigger and formatting is bigger, but small is this, only this text is small. So, to make sure, what I am going to do, let us try adding a H1. Close this tag. Okay, I am going to save it, go to the browser. So, as you can see, HTML is big and small is small and format. So, to make sure that small is actually small, what I am going to do is, let us see now. See, this HTML is bigger and this HTML is smaller than that, because we wrote a small tag, we used a small tag there, that is why this became small. Let us put a line break there at the end, BR, close. What is the next one? Mark element. So, copy, go to the editor, paste, then file, save. Now, come here. So, the marked will be highlighted. If we have to highlight everything, suppose this one I want to, this everything I want to highlight, I can put everything in marked. So, I would like to cut it and paste it in marked. So, let us see how it will look like. Save, go to the browser, and if I refresh, see the formatting did not occur properly, because it is it was not formatting properly, because we may not be able to use H1 under mark. Okay. I will add one more break statement here, and we will go to another formatting. So, there is some del tag. Del element defines deleted text or removed text, and P and INS element defines inserted text, and this SUB element defines subscripted text, and SUP element defines superscripted text. So, del element defines deleted text. This deleted text is not something deleted or something which is strike through. So, it will denote that particular okay, this text was there, this was deleted, and this is not supposed to, I mean earlier this text is there and it is deleted now, something like that. If we have to denote, then we have to use del tag, and INS tag is used to denote the inserted text, like okay, earlier there is something else, but this is newly added, this is the new addition or a newly modified text. So, if you have to denote, it will be used. So, usually del tags and insert tag or strike throughs will be used to review something. Suppose I wrote some story and I would like others to review it, or if there is a newspaper, I mean usually whatever the news content that comes to us, the editor will be reviewing it, or there will be somebody who will be reviewing it. So, somebody will write the news article, that article will be reviewed by somebody else. So, what they will do is, what the tools that they review will be used is, one of the options is this del tags and ins tags. So, when they review, they will insert the elements or they will delete the elements. So, they to denote something is deleted, okay, this word we should not use, instead of this there will be another word we need to use. So, if we have to denote that, then we need to, we will enclose it in delete and insert and put an insert tag, that means this is deleted and this is inserted. So, something like that we have to denote. And subscript and superscript. Subscript is something like subscripted text, as we can see it on our screen, that is, it is showing subscripted text like this. So, subscripted text is below our text there will be some small text which is subscripted, and superscripted is like to denote the square roots or something, we need to keep the text upper to the upper part, then we will write superscripted text. So, these are the elements that we are going to see now. Go to the browser, go to the editor, then what I am going to do is, so this element inside P, I am going, let me just copy this, copy, paste, save, go to the browser, and then when I refresh, see the deleted element is blue. So, here we wrote del inside the del tag, we wrote the content as blue. So, this blue is striken off, that means here this blue is striken off, and we wrote red there. So, my favorite color is blue, blue is striken off red. So, earlier my favorite color is blue, now my favorite color is red, something like that we can denote with this. So, let us add a line break here, and we will see insert element. Here the same thing, here let us put for red ins, because we are keeping some, we are inserting something instead of blue. Let us close this and save it, go to the browser, and we refresh. See, here it is blue is striken off, and here we can denote here like this, the red is inserted. So, the red which is inserted is underlined, the underline is also very, so the red is underlined and blue is striken off. So, like this we can denote the deletion and insertion of different elements, and superscript and subscript. I am going to copy this text, go to the editor, paste, just to make sure the indentation is proper, and let us save it, go to the browser, refresh. So, you can see the subscripted text, whatever we write here, this is subscripted, but when we are writing it is normal text, but as soon as we insert in between sub tag, like the start tag of sub tag and end tag of sub tag, it is it came as subscripted text. Like this, let us write superscripted text. Before writing superscripted text, we will add BR. So, let us remove this P also, because P is making the line extra lines getting added. So, I would like to remove this P also. P is the paragraph, right. So, paragraph will be adding one line above and one line below, one blank line above and one blank line below. So, as per our I mean, what do we expect now? This is, so the superscripted text will be added here, copy and paste it here. I am going to delete the piece. Save and go to the browser. Now, here refresh, then it is showing this is superscripted text. So, superscripted text is will come slightly above the line and subscripted text will come slightly below the line. So, the alignment is for superscripted is above and alignment for subscripted is below. So, this is how we can format the text, and we will see some comment tags. A HTML comment begins with this less than and exclamation and 2 hyphens, and comment closes with 2 hyphens and greater than symbol. So, HTML comments are visible to anyone that views the page, who use the page source, but they are not rendered when the HTML document is rendered by a browser. So, for example, we wrote less than exclamation and 2 hyphens, you will not be able to see this text, and if we enclose it in these two these symbols, then we won't be able to see the text. And this is not only true for a single line, it is also true for multiple lines. So, we will see what is the HTML comments now, how can we write HTML comment tags now. So, right now let us write something here. So, what are the symbols? Less than, exclamation, double hyphen, then double hyphen, greater than. So, these are the symbols. So, inside between these two symbols I am going to write something. This is a comment, or usually comments are written to explain something. So, this is a HTML page developed to understand HTML. So, this is one type of HTML document. Even if we write here, we go to the page and refresh, nothing will be shown, but whereas let us see if we can see it using page source. I am clicking view page source. Hey, as when I see the page source, it is showing this is HTML page developed to understand HTML. This comment is being shown here, and let us see a multi-line comment. Suppose this is a multi-line comment. As you can see, the comment is shown specially in a green format. I mean, in different browsers or in different editors, it will be shown differently, but here it is green in color. So, I am going to save this, go to the browser, refresh, nothing is shown, view page source, the page source is being shown. Like that, we can suppose we wrote something in HTML and we would like to test something different, and right from here to here we would like to comment, or we would like to not execute. So, not executed by the browser or not show it by the browser. What do? We will comment this, and till here if we comment, then it will not be shown. So, go to file, save, then go to the web page, refresh, everything is gone unless we want to show something. We show the page source, it is still present, but it is not being shown. So, the comments are used for this purpose also. So, why the comments are used? One, to explain the content of the page, and secondly, if we write something and we do not want anything to be viewed by the user from browser, then we will use HTML comments, and also these comments can be single line or multi-line comments. Okay. Going back to the slides, then this is comment tags and HTML colors. So, this HTML colors we are going to we will try HTML colors from the next session, but we will slightly see the explanation about HTML colors. Okay. The color can be specified by using a color name, an RGB value or a hex value. So, color mean usually what is a color, like red, orange, yellow, cyan, blue, white, black. So, all these things are colors we know. So, what is the significance of these colors is like we would like some part of it or some we would like our web page to be looking beautiful. So, if we just write some text and with some headings, paragraphs, all these things, it will not be very beautiful. So, to beautify it, then we have to make it we have to add some color to it, like okay, this text should be in this color and background should be in this color and this table should be in this color and border should be in this color, something like this. So, everything if we can make it beautiful by adding more and more colors to it. So, how do we denote the colors in HTML page? So, by using names. So, one is by using names. Names are like red, orange, yellow, cyan, blue. All these things are so as I shown as it is shown on the slide. We can directly tell the colors by name or RGB value. So, we know all the colors are the combination of red, green and blue. So, whatever the color that we denote, it is a combination of red, green, blue. So, with those values also we can denote, or the hex value. So, hexadecimal format also we can denote the colors in HTML. So, how do we denote all these things, we will see. So, the name we already know, we name just by denoting red, orange, yellow, we can just specify, and with RGB value, a color can also be specified as an RGB value using the formula RGB in the braces, like red, red content, red how many points of red, how many points of green, how many points of blue. So, like it will be like a mixed one. So, each parameter red, green, and blue defines the intensity of the color between 0 to 255. And for example, RGB 25500 is displayed as red, because red is set to highest value 255 and others are set to 0. And to display the color black, all the color parameters must be set to 0, like RGB of 0, 0, 0. And to display the color as white, all the parameters must be set to 255, like RGB 255, 255, 255. So, here as I said, like every color that we see is the combination of red, green and blue. So, with red, green and blue we can denote all the existing colors of the I mean almost every color we can just combine these are red, green and blue, and we can make a different color. So, with different values of red, green and blue, it will be different colors will be coming. So, each parameter red, green and blue defines the intensity of the color between 0 and 255. So, we can define red as red from 0 to 255, blue 0 to 255, green also 0 to 255. So, if we want to have only red, then we have to make green and blue as zeros, that means 255, 0, 0. And if we have to make it is black, then it is all zeros, red, green and blue will be 0. And to define as white, so everything, if we put on everything, it will be white. If we mix up everything, it becomes white. If we remove everything, then it becomes black. So, that is why white will be 255, 255, 255 and black will be 0, 0, 0. So, this is how we can denote colors. So, how to define, how to denote the colors in hexadecimal format, that we will be seeing in the next session. But here we in today's session, like we wrote some sample HTML codes like paragraphs and text formattings and pre-formatted text and different tags like BR and HR. So, these tags we have seen. In the next session, we will see more about HTML colors, and we are also going to see about tables and lists in the future sessions. So, thank you for that.